So my name is Vinny. I work with Fresh Link Magazine. I also work with United Ink Productions. We're down here in Resorts World Casino holding the New York Tattoo Show. My first tattoo I got when I was about 27. I actually got a rib piece. It says "Run Rabbit Run" on there. It's on a Pink Floyd song. It's one of my favorite lyrics, one of my favorite bands. I got it on my ribs because I heard ribs hurt the worst and I wanted to get that out of the way. So at that point I had no other piercings, no tattoos, so I didn't really know what to expect.
So I got a lotus flower with the quote "Still I Rise" attached to it, because lotus flowers have to grow through their mud for you to actually see the flower. And sometimes in life you go through really difficult times, and when you look in the mirror, sometimes it's good to see that reminder. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing. Nervous, yes, for the pain, because I didn't have any, but excited.
So I got my first tattoo when I was 21. Me and my best friend went into the shop in my town in Secaucus, New Jersey, and I got a little dancing bear, about this big, and she got a little tiny heart. Both, I'm sitting on it, both in the same spot. And she stopped there, never wanted another one. I continued, I'm covered in tattoos. Yeah, and hers was a secret from her parents, and we went on a cruise together, and her parents spotted it when she got in a bathing suit in the pool, so we got our asses reamed for that.
My name is Arthur Volper. I'm a tattoo artist from Queens. She's a tattoo machine. When I started learning about tattooing and I knew I was going to be a tattoo artist, I sought out this artist who's amazing and does amazing work, very original, so I knew that I couldn't really tell him what I wanted. I just kind of gave him a general idea and let him do the design, and I saw it, I loved it, and I did it. And then eventually he actually came, that was in Europe, and he came to New York, and I had him add this, which was the same story. I just told him something art and tattoo related, and that's what he came up with.
All right, so I have a tattoo on my left foot that says "Come Sail Away." We sing that song by Styx every New Year's in my family for as long as I can remember. So probably about 8 or 9 of us actually have those words tattooed somewhere on our body.
My first tattoo was on my 18th birthday, and I decided to get roses because I really love the earth and I love nature, and I just thought it would be a nice piece to start with. It's simple, it can kind of go with anything. I mean, I was 18, I didn't know if I'd regret a tattoo, and I decided that, roses are beautiful.
So my first tattoo was the tattoo of a rosary that I did on my arm. And I did that after I had lost about 90 kilos. And the reason being was because I used to always look for a bracelet, and I couldn't find one that fit.
All right, so my name's Timo. I'm one of the owners of Real Bearded Men. We're here at the United Ink Tattoo Convention. I have a booth right over there. We sell all natural beard products. Different beard balms, oils, accessories. We sell clothing, and it's pretty much just like a lifestyle brand around the beard, and obviously with like a New York twist.
So I got the Tiffany box because I've been obsessed with Breakfast at Tiffany's since forever. And
What do you like about that movie?
her energy, her love for life, everything. I just fell in love with it. So, and I finally got to Manhattan to do it, to see it. So. And so I did that, the Tiffany box.
Just out one day, one of my first tattoo, and at the time I was with my son's mother, and I got a rose with her name under it. And I had that for quite a few years, and then we never got married, and got a rose with my son's mother's name under Diane, her name was at the time. Still friends with her today. I wasn't with her anymore. It looks like a piece of tribal, but I could say something else, but horrible. The worst tattoo of the day. So my cousin Joey goes, "Why don't you enter that thing on your arm?" I said, and I made a joke, "Something that you did?" He goes, "I'll punch you in the nose." No, one of his old tattoo artists Eric Blood, his name was, wanted to cover up my ex-wife's name. It's another story in itself. Her name was Michelle at the time. So he decided to use whatever's in his head, but he decided to do half pig, half koi, half dragon, whatever it is. And it came out like, I don't know if I can say the word, but it came out like crap. And I had it for years. So now I want to get it lasered off. I won, and it's going to happen. I'll go through some more pain. It's my first trophy ever for a tattoo.
Papi, tranquilo.
I was going down Instagram and I saw somebody posted a picture of Hannibal Lecter. Silence of the Lambs is my favorite movie, so I tagged a friend in it and I was like, oh my gosh, you got it, like, this is insane, like, look at it. And the artist actually messaged me back and was like, send me a message, let's set something up. And that's when I decided, like, hell yeah, I want Hannibal Lecter on my leg. So that was the first one I started with. And then from there, I was like, let's do a whole sleeve, why not? I've got enough room, so, and it turns out my artist actually loves horror as well, and he's an amazing, not only tattooist, but artist. So he set it all up, he drew it up for me, and I just fell in love, and I did not, he asked me what other movies I wanted to have on my leg, and we just went from there, and I was totally fine with it. I just showed up, we'd do a different one, and that was it. Along with like the horror, I also just wanted something else to fit into it. So like Donnie Darko, I did the bunny because, you know, his face kind of just fits in. Frank is like creepy in himself. So if you really think about it, he kind of does fit into horror. I've got Billy from Saw because those movies are amazing, and no matter how many they make is just crazy. I don't know. I'm gonna be really honest. I don't really pay attention. I'm really bad like with movies, movie titles and actors and stuff like that. I just like the movies because I don't watch horror for the movie itself. I watch it for like the storyline behind it. So I've got Michael Myers, I've got Jason, and Frankenstein. He's technically, I wouldn't consider him like a horror movie, like compared to like Saw or like, you know, Texas Chainsaw, but he's definitely like fits in like also just like Frank, the creepy look, so it kind of fits in. And my artist, he actually came up with the fill-in, so he's just unbelievably talented. And every movie that's on my leg means a lot to me. Like,
So yeah, I think it was 97. It was 2 days for my birthday, December 18th. You could probably find it and Google it. I was in the car on my way to work, and I heard on the radio station a contest, what would you do for a Furby on 95.5 PLJ with Scott and Todd. So I called up and said I would get PLJ tattooed on my ass, and they put me on hold and said, better yet, will you put Scott on one cheek and Todd on the other? And I said, okay, sure. Hung up, called my husband, said, what are you doing tomorrow? 7 a.m.? I said, we're going to the city. We're getting tattooed, bring your equipment. And we did, and we got there with our little stencils. One said Scott, one said Todd, really tiny. And they said, better idea again, can we write it right on you? I said, okay. Ended up being Scott and Todd this big, one on each cheek. I still have them since back in the 90s, and Joe asks me all the time, when are you covering them? I said never, because it's one of the most spontaneous, silliest things I ever did, and I love it. I'm proud of my Scott and Todds. And it's a little awkward when I'm, you know, getting a massage or something, and they'll say to me, oh, are these your children's names? Which, I don't know why you'd get children's names on your ass, but then I have to explain how I got them, and when I wear a bathing suit, the S sticks out on one side and the D sticks out on another side, so it's my little funny story. I love them. I'll never cover them. And Scott's is like a little messy kind of script, and then Todd's looks like a 3-year-old wrote it. It's like this big, bubbly, chunky, T-O-D-D, huge. It's so big. A little bigger than I wanted. And while I was being tattooed, I had to lay across chairs, just chairs on wheels, and I fell through them when he was tattooing me, and I almost hit the floor. Like, it was an experience. Oh, it was, yeah, what would you do for a Furby? I won the Furby. I don't still have it. I wish I kept it. It was the cutest little, like, gray and pink one. They were creepy, though. They were really creepy. People were doing crazy things for it, so I thought, this is right up there with crazy, and they agreed.
Well, I've been a musician a lot too. I played the drums, and Kiss was a big influence in my life. And one day I got a chance to meet Gene Simmons after I got a tattoo, and he actually signed it for me. It's Gene Simmons playing with his tongue wrapped around the neck of the guitar. autographed. Well, you see Gene Simmons on my arm, but he actually signed the real autograph underneath it.
After that, I got a piece on my wrist. It's the Noseman. It's a little caricature of J.P. Morgan, apparently, that my buddy does. And he's done about 15 of them for all of our friends, and each one is customized to that person. So I'm a musician, I play guitar, so mine he's holding a guitar pick, and he's throwing up the metal sign. I got another buddy who's an artist, so he's drawing, he's holding a pencil. Another buddy is into video games, so he's being chased by a little Mario character. So it's all a little like friend click kind of thing. And then after that, because I'm from New York and moved to South Carolina with the companies, one of my trips back here, I stopped at my friend's and I got my 516 tattoo to represent Long Island. It's always my heart. Yeah, so that's the story of my tattoos.
The dragon, that was just my wife and I decided I wanted a tattoo, and we kind of both sat down, started looking through photos, looking for ideas. I didn't really have anything specific in mind. I just knew I wanted something, and eventually we came across something similar, and I'm like, oh, that looks cool, and she liked it, and it was good enough for me, and I said, let's do it. And then I just kind of had the artist put my initials there, kind of hide them in the tail, just to kind of make it a little more personal.
My rib cage has Alice in Wonderland theme. The trail that Alice in Wonderland walks down is my son's name, Timothy.
My next tattoo, I got a mom tattoo on my shoulder because I think everybody deserves a mom tattoo. My buddy is my tattoo artist, so I was at his place one night. He was just drawing up. He's like, "Oh, what do you think of this traditional nurse?" And my mom is a nurse, so I was like, "Oh, if you made her hair brown," I was like, "It kind of looks like my mom." So he did it, and he was like, "You want it?" So I'm like, "Yeah, all right." So next day came in, got the mom tattoo.
I don't know if I have any other stories of ones. Trying to think. I mean, I have a whole, my sleeve here is all my birth flowers of my whole family. I have all my kids and my husband. That's my sleeve. Yeah, I don't know.
I started doing it when my son was born, and it was all supposed to be all about him. I got a female warrior, male warrior to represent my wife and myself. You got his name, his birth sign, and his date of birth, 10/27/2013. You got this one facing part of this tattoo, and then that one's part of him.
I got my other arm done. It's a Vincent van Gogh piece. It's a skull smoking a cigarette portrait, because I've always known that I wanted to get a skull tattoo, but I figured I might as well make it art as opposed to just a skull and crossbones. So I said, all right, I'm gonna get a skull, and it's gonna be a Van Gogh piece.
The third one was the one for my mom that had passed away about 10 years ago. So it's a heartbeat, because I think we shared the same heartbeat, and mom, and it's got her lipstick color, because she was a lipstick fanatic.
I guess those are the ones that means the most to her is really that, and this that she just got recently done because of what she's been going through. Other than that, everything else has been like, hobby stuff, because we're kind of related through family in a way too, so it's like, I've been there for, trying to be there to make her happy with her ink as much as possible anytime.
I think the one in the back, this one.
Oh yeah, this one. I did that one too before. But she came to me with this one when she told me her story, the survivor one. That's the one that had me emotional when she told me about her story before I even did the tattoo. And I honestly didn't even let her see what I was gonna do for her. I just told her, I'm gonna hook it up with what you had previously, but I'm gonna give you something that, I know you're gonna love. Well, with the music notes, because I remember her showing me a video that she had in her past before her cancer, that when she had her voice, when she had her tongue, and she was doing a little music video about herself, just being herself, being full of joy and everything, and it hit my heart when she told me, this is me before I lost my voice, and I wanted you to see this, just you can see a part of me before I lost my voice. And when I saw that hit me emotionally, and I was just like, I'm gonna do something and that will connect the both of us when it comes to this.
Then I have a few more. This one here, it's from One Piece. It's a really popular show, one of the most popular anime there is, and it's the Jolly Roger from the Straw Hat Pirates. Yeah, and then I remember when I got that, probably like a little over a year ago too. And then this one here, I got actually just now in September. I got this tattoo on my birthday. It's kind of related to this one. It says Nakama in Japanese, and that kind of means friends. It's like a popular term used in like Japanese anime. So if anybody watches that, they'll probably know about that.
This is a Nightmare Before Christmas, a work in progress. I saw it in the movie theater when I was like, however age. It's my favorite movie. I love Tim Burton, all of his movies. One of my wrists has my son's initial. There's 6 anchors, 23 dots, and 15 stars, which I gotta get 1 more star and 1 more dot because I'm OCD. I don't like odd numbers.
My second tattoo is the one on my neck. It's a symbol of a saint. It's like an oil lamp that he used to stay up and read the Bible watching. And I don't know, I just have a close connection to this saint. So that was important to me.
I did this eye. That was actually the first tattoo that I had done on real skin. And it's my wife's eye. We took the photo ourselves. I kind of put it together and did it on myself. And that was the start of my tattoo career. Yep, now she's got her eye on me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement to make. Not an announcement, really. I just want to congratulate a young lady in here this evening who has got through one of those things that sometimes you have to go through.
Joey, we're doing an interview.
Kristen Ackerman, Jason Ackerman's wife. Kristen Ackerman, congratulations on your new tits, sweetheart. You look great.